The house was at a breaking point in terms of tension. With heavy footsteps and a furrowed brow, Cody Brown paced the length of the living room. With a short exhale, he clenched his hands into fists at his sides and ran them over his hair. Robyn was standing across from him, her arms folded and her body tense. There was a clear fire in her eyes despite the beautifully manicured face. "You need to stop manipulating this family, Robyn." The silence was broken like a whip by Cody's voice. Robyn's countenance stiffened when her lips slightly parted in astonishment. She shook her head and repeated, "Manipulating. The only person who has stood with you is me." In contrast to them, Janelle had hardly entered the room when the weight of her words hung in the air. She was done listening. "Oh, so now I'm the villain." Although quiet, Janelle's voice had a hint of abrasiveness. She stood erect and folded her arms. "Robyn, you've been playing the victim while tearing this family apart behind the scenes." Robyn's face changed from rage to indignation as she turned to face her. "You don't know what it's like to be constantly attacked," she yelled. "I shielded my children from this poisonous situation, and you all behave as though I'm the issue." Just then, footsteps came from the corridor. Meri stepped out, staring at Robyn. She was holding a big folder with ragged corners, full with papers that appeared to have been collected over ages. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel TLC Flicks. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Let's dive into the latest drama. She stopped slightly ahead of the others as she moved gently toward the middle of the room. She picked up the folder and threw it on the coffee table without saying anything. The dull thud of its landing was accompanied by a thunderous weight. "Speaking of toxic," Meri remarked sharply, "perhaps it's time for Robyn to hear the truth about you." Between them there was a heavy, oppressive quiet. Robyn stiffened up. Cody paused and then reached for the folder, glancing at the cover and then opening it. He swiftly skimmed the pages with his eyes. His knuckles turned white as his grip tightened as he read more. When he did look up, his face was unreadable. "Is this real?" His tone had softened, now tinged with incredulity. Meri gave a single nod, her expression composed yet solemn. "Oh, it's true. All along, Robyn has been the one tugging the strings. Her lies caused you to push me away." Robyn stepped forward and grabbed the folder out of Cody's grasp. Her eyes darted across the text as she frantically turned the pages. It shook her, regardless of what was written there or the evidence gathered. However, she kept it to herself. She took a deep breath, closed the folder, and held it to her chest. "Meri, you're twisted everything," she screamed. "You were the one who ruined this family first." Meri's face remained unwavering. "Simply, I admit my mistakes," she added. "How about you? For years, you've been lying." Christine had been observing from the doorway, her arms folded, her face impassive. She shook her head and moved forward. She said, "And now it's all falling apart, exactly as expected." Robyn wasn't prepared to give up, but the words sliced through the atmosphere like a razor. Janelle stepped forward abruptly, her voice controlled but brimming with annoyance. She tilted her head slightly and said, "You called me a bad woman behind my back? Really, Robyn? Since I resisted allowing you to rule me." Robyn hesitated before opening her mouth. With a weakened voice, she retorted, "You've always treated me like an outsider." Janelle laughed briefly and without amusement. "No, Robyn. You turned Cody against the rest of us, so you became the outsider." Cody, who had not spoken during the conversation, wiped his face, fatigue etched on his face. His thoughts were racing as he relived the previous years, how he had turned away from Meri, how his bond with Janelle had soured, and how Christine had left. And there was Robyn in the midst of it all. Robyn always. He might have been blind. Perhaps, just possibly, all they were saying was accurate. His shoulders slumped as he let out a deep exhale. Maybe I've been blind all along." There was silence in the room. There was nothing more to say. At Robyn's sides, her hands clenched into fists. She was aware that she had lost control of the situation. Wordlessly, she pivoted on her heel and charged toward the door, pulling it open and stepping out. Behind her, the door crashed with such power that the walls shook. The other spouses remained motionless, staring at Cody. His hands clenched together. He gazed blankly at the floor as he slowly lowered himself onto the couch. The stillness was broken first by Meri. After exhaling quietly, she questioned, "So, what now?" Nobody knew the solution. And perhaps, just possibly, nothing could be saved and there's more. In the midst of a conflict over the family's Coyote Pass land, which is split into 4 plots, Sister Wives star Kody Brown seems to be feeling quite alone these days. Now, it's time to discuss why his villain act might not even be an act. Kody has reached a new level of isolation since losing his son, Garrison Brown, and 3 of his wives. Fans portray him as a villain, while his ex-wives and some of his older children mock him. Kody is just a regular man. The problem is that everyone in the world can see his highs and lows. He is in a peculiar and awkward situation because he multiplied his love with 4 spouses instead of the customary one. He is no longer the same person after losing his polygamous status and his cherished son. But regardless of how experience softens and molds him, he still receives criticism. Since Kody is frequently irritable and unruly, he may wonder how to be himself and become resentful of those who criticize him. It's crucial that Kody be himself and speak his truth. As a mother of a son, I am aware that males need to express their feelings, and they have many. Despite advancements, there are moments when it seems like society expects males to suppress and swallow their suffering. Attempting to be strong might make men feel unappreciated and ignored. They could wish that things were different, that they could be vulnerable without being seen as weak. They truly don't understand what it's like until they've been in Kody's position for a long time. To understand this level of celebrity, one must experience it. Kody is seen walking with Robyn in the video above, which was captured from behind by a Pumpkin Punky on TikTok. Every step he makes is being recorded by cameras. He may suppress his pain as a result of this intense focus on his life, but doing so can be detrimental and even encourage a victim mentality. That is not an act. It might be real. Kody may truly feel like an outsider after receiving so much criticism from his own family and supporters. Even going to a pub or shopping center will result in his being ridiculed on social media. People who have a victim mentality take things personally, asking themselves, "What did I do to deserve this?" This victim mentality is generally brought on by trauma, according to WebMD. As a result of processing so much, the person's energy becomes more negative. But they refuse to take responsibility for their actions, which can keep them from making wise choices like accepting complete responsibility. Is it any surprise that Kody makes an effort to give his perspective? To share his own perspective on his failed relationships and feuds in order to restore equilibrium? No, of course not. Because people have been so cruel, Kody can feel unfairly treated. At least when he's not with Robyn Brown, he might feel alienated from his own family. Kody can descend into silent despair if he doesn't communicate his feelings to others. But whatever he says is ripped apart when he expresses his emotions. Many repressed feelings of despair and rage, as well as sporadic outbursts, might result from this catch-22. Would any of us change if we were subjected to such severe criticism? I don't think so. As shown in the above footage, Kody talked about feeling persecuted for liking Robyn, with whom he occasionally struck turbulence. He may have played the victim when discussing his problems with children from other mothers in another Sister Wives encounter. Kody believes that his preference for Robyn is the reason he is being punished. He stated, "Kody was ridiculed by fans on an earlier Instagram. His victim complex must be exacerbated by their harsh evaluations of his character." Without holding back, one fan essentially told Kody to get his act together. He added this post and comment before to the death of his son. What can calm Kody's restless heart? Ask the Sister Wives watcher. Robyn is capable, but it's not always sufficient. There are a lot of emotions and a lot of tension. Kody had high hopes for his future and for Coyote Pass. He believes that everyone turned against him because he fell in love with Robyn, which is why he became an outsider. Is there any truth to what he has to say? Perhaps people should pay attention. Should he be punished indefinitely for having a passion that was too intense for him to conceal or control? Is it bad to love Robyn? Of course not. Being famous comes with a lot of attention and scrutiny. It can occasionally be pain. Everyone watched as Kody's family disintegrated. He is currently marginalized and attempting to heal his ties with his ex-partners. He must simultaneously maintain Robyn's satisfaction, since she referred to her and Cody's children with her as the core family. He couldn't truly enjoy his love for Robyn, even after the ex-partners had moved on. It's true love. Kody usually lights up around her. He has to consider other people's feelings all the time, though, because he had children with the women who left. He fumbles occasionally. He might want to run away from all that pressure, but growing up is a must. He wants his quarreling kids to come to him, but he could discover that the only way to turn his life around is to go to them. He is and always will be their father. He is essential to their lives. Kody appeared to have everything worked out at one point. He seemed to want it that way, even when his ex-partners left him. Things appeared to be going well in his new, monogamous life with Robyn. Garrison's death was a sad incident that nobody could have predicted. Kody must be in a lot of grief because they were separated when he passed away. These things can haunt a person, and anyone in that circumstance may struggle to deal with their memories and emotions because so much was left unsaid. The universe continues to point up Kody's mistakes in life, despite his feelings of shame, dread, and longing for the individual. They are unabated. Not often acknowledged, but it should be, is the possibility that Kody may suffer emotional harm as a result of his celebrity and the slings and arrows. Although he should accept responsibility for his actions, he has a lot to deal with. He may now feel as though he is still on the periphery while he copes with the uncertainty surrounding Kody Pass's future. Robyn has claimed that although he is difficult to live with, he is coping with a potentially overwhelming sadness. He might suppress some of that suffering. People may be acting on him and without realizing how much it hurts. Perhaps he believes that achieving actual happiness is too difficult. Janelle is also currently working on her recovery. These organic responses to loss are quite relatable. But like a gleaming city in the horizon, there is always hope. Imagine Kody driving by himself, following the white lines on the road to a new location that is brimming with potential, light, and pulsating energy. Kody should reconcile with his ex-partners. He must pardon them. Kody should quit dwelling on their arguments, the taunts that haunt him, and pull him back in time. He can discover new dreams if he makes it to that luminous city where everything seems fresh. He will emit the kind of energy that people react to when he lets the light in. He will demonstrate to the world that he is content with what he has left. We all experience victimization occasionally, but we must resist it by knocking off those who are attempting to bring us down. The boundaries that Kody has put up will come down when he lets his heart open, allowing others to see him for who he truly is, a guy with emotions. A man who gives and receives love. Fans can then start to learn more about the real Kody. Kody Brown, star of Sister Wives, is currently engaged in a battle with Janelle and Meri Brown over the Arizona land's future, and it's evident from Michael T. Brush's prior remarks regarding his financial situation that the patriarch is constantly thinking about money. It's plausible that Kody is holding on to the land until market conditions improve, given his difficult history in which he had many mouths to feed and little money. He might earn a higher return on his investment if he offers the property in a seller's market. According to reports, Kody, who occasionally plays the victim, owns the majority of Kody Pass, 97%, while Meri and Janelle have considerably lesser interests. He should sell the farm and pay the women what they are due. This explains why Kody's spending patterns and financial background have drawn so much attention. His drive to multiply love left him with a lot of expenses to pay. In the past, Kody worked as a sign salesman. He married 4 marriages, including Christine Brown, and now has 17 children. Garrison Brown tragically passed away. Janelle also left for work. But those 2 salaries were insufficient to cover all expenses. Like the grown-ups, all those children had to eat. In addition, they required school supplies, clothing, medicine, electricity, and housing. Michael D., his daughter, told The Authentic Podcast that Kody tried get-rich-quick methods in an attempt to alleviate the burdensome responsibility of providing. Michael T. wasn't disparaging Kody when she discussed his financial troubles in the past, but later on another daughter, Gwendolyn Brown, took to YouTube to accuse him of spending very crazy. It's not a sob story. The truth is that Kody and Meri filed for bankruptcy in 2015, and all the other now exes have done the same. She got extremely personal when she explained that he chose the get-rich-quick schemes because the family was very poor. Robyn is the only one who hasn't, despite having almost $32,000 in credit card debt. Robyn expressed her perspective on physical currency in a Reddit conversation that Mamaja 2016 started. Cody and I, before their lives were irrevocably altered by reality TV stardom, the Browns were attempting to survive. Janelle claims that her financial issues persist to this day. She has voiced her displeasure about Cody's extensive financial influence over the family. He took money out of accounts whenever he felt like it, and she handled the books. Cody seems to become upset when others talk about money, perhaps because he understands what it's like to be without it. In a Sister Wives episode from February 2025, Janelle claimed that Cody believes that money is a thing. He stated on screen that although Janelle has the same assets as everyone else, she does not own a $2.1 million property like Robyn and Cody do. She actually appeared unhappy in a little rental during the previous season's on-screen appearance. In her tiny kitchen, she could hardly move. On her couch, which wasn't particularly elegant, she and Cody got into a fight. Cody and Robyn, on the other hand, had a beautiful Flagstaff mansion with a large living room and gourmet kitchen. Cody has his pendant of the David Yurman shield. Robyn and Cody are both wearing signet rings by David Yurman. Robyn has been seen wearing expensive Tory Burch shoes. They have a large home, and in the past, they enraged the other women by going on an endlessly lavish trip in Hawaii. It's obvious that Cody is tired of poverty because he found a means to escape it, and that's perfectly okay. His lifestyle with Robyn is controversial because it differs from that of several of his ex-partners. He tried, and I can't really blame him. I believe he was under a great deal of pressure. Who could blame him if he searched for ways to make quick money? The issue is that those plans frequently fall through. Indeed, there are Bitcoin millionaires and such, but how many of them are people you know personally? Attempting a get-rich plan and seeing it succeed is not common. Generally speaking, it's more of a pipe dream. Anyone who has experienced poverty can likely relate to Cody's struggles. Going on TV to earn money does not make him a villain. He was, in a way, limited in his choices. But there has undoubtedly been a drawback to his choice to feature his wives and kids on TV. Sister Wives has been a long, odd journey. They didn't have much in the past, but they appeared to be happier. They engaged in enjoyable, low-cost activities like sledding and pumpkin carving on the lawn. Although having a lot of money is vital, many people are unhappy with it. Take a look at all the wealthy rock singers and Hollywood celebrities that have lost their minds. Cody's new, affluent lifestyle is a wonderful thing, and hopefully he's not overly indebted. It must be acknowledged, though, that he appears to be unhappy despite having more income. The fact is that Cody Brown from Sister Wives did support his wife and children. Although the kids didn't have much, he managed to get them through their early years. They looked well-fed and dressed on film. He looked after them, but perhaps they wished they had more. It wasn't easy for Sister Wives Cody back then, but he managed, putting his life out there for everyone to judge. Cody gets a poor rap, it's like he can't win. But with the Brown women's support, he did get his kids through childhood. The Sister Wives star put food on the table in this way. His decisions become much more logical when considered in that light. Christine Brown, star of Sister Wives, has been teasering her nitty-gritty new book for a while, and her fans are finally seeing the cover of her thrilling, secret-revealing endeavor. Christine has been talking about her life following her breakup with Cody Brown throughout Sister Wives Season 19. Christine's decision to leave Cody and the multiple families behind has had a significant impact on her life. She met her now husband David Woolley after relocating to Utah, and she adapted into her new independent life while pursuing her deepest passions. Christine doesn't appear to be keeping anything back as her new book is about to divulge secrets. In a recent Instagram post, Christine released the cover of her new book, stating that the red costume won by a landslide. Christine, who is wearing a red jacket and a crimson lip, is shown on the cover looking serious at the camera while resting her chin on her palm. Two distinct fonts are used to stylize the book's title, Sister Wife, a memoir of faith, family, and finding freedom. In a direct reference to her new, contented marriage, Christine is also writing under the name Christine Brown Woolley. Christine told the cover, "I'm so excited to share more details you haven't heard before." The Sister Wives star revealed in an Instagram story that she will be revealing secrets and nitty-gritty stuff in her novel. Although Christine has discussed her upcoming book in a number of postings, she hasn't yet been able to reveal the cover. Christine has made it plain as a new author that she wants to share details about her life with Cody and their time on Sister Wives that she was previously unaware of. Although the Sister Wives star has been candid with her fans, she has previously had to keep quiet for private and legal reasons. Christine is changing course with her new book, and probably on her own terms. Over the past 4 years, Cody and Christine have had a tense relationship, particularly in relation to the sale of his family's compound, Coyote Pass, and the custody of their daughter, Truly Brown. Although Cody has said that one of the most trying periods of his life was brought on by Christine's betrayal, Christine has maintained her composure during their challenging divorce. Even though the couple has struggled to work out their differences, Christine's decision to write about their lives in her new book will completely change their relationship and may cause irreversible harm. Her new memoir is an exciting opportunity for her to talk about her experiences with Cody, the Brown family, and her time in a plural marriage. She's choosing to live her truth in public rather than keeping it hidden, even though it can cause fresh problems in her relationships with the rest of the family or widen the gap she's already created between herself and her past life. With her newfound independence and genuine honesty, Christine is ready to enter a completely different realm as her life is evolving, possibly even beyond Sister Wives. Let us know in your comments. And stay tuned by subscribing our channel to get more updates like this. Thanks everyone.